Welcome to the Elementor Pro. My name is Jared, and today we're going to review Essential Add-ons for Elementor. Now, in a couple of prior videos, I've talked about Essential Add-ons for Elementor. Essential Add-ons has some really good functionality that it adds to Elementor that I think is worth just the cost of it in and of itself. The ease in duplicating pages and just some of the additional copy and paste features that it has for getting things done within Elementor is, I'd say, essential. But also there's a lot of really good tools and elements within Essential Add-ons. And so you may have heard of Essential Add-ons. There's also several other plugins that add a lot of functionality, and all of them differentiate themselves in different ways. But we're going to look at a few different things that Essential Add-ons has. So I have Essential Add-ons installed, and I also have the paid version installed as well. So it's two plugins. You install the base plugin, which gives you a couple of features to kind of whet your palate, and then once you pay, you get the pro version, and then you can install that plugin as well, and it unlocks all of the additional features. So one of the things that works really well is the EA Duplicator, which I talked about in my How to Duplicate an Elementor page video. It makes it extremely easy to duplicate pages, and I think for those that do A/B testing, for those of us that are updating pages on production websites, so we need to make our edits to a page that's not the one that's currently live, EA Duplicator makes it extremely easy to duplicate pages, much faster than creating a page template and applying that and going through that process, which is the standard way of doing it in Elementor. So EA Duplicator, fantastic. Let's go into a page here. I'm going to duplicate this page because I don't want to edit on my live page, which is my landing page for subscribing to get a newsletter or an email update, typically once a week, maybe once every other week, that gives you a recap of the videos that I've been putting out here on Elementor, as well as any other resources that I've come across that I think would be useful to share with you. So make sure to go to the link down in the description below to get access to that. So I'm going to edit this page with Elementor. This is now a draft of a page that I already have in existence. So let's take a look at some of the elements that Essential Add-ons comes with. If we scroll down here, we'll start to see different add-ons right here under Essential Add-ons. And you'll know that they're Essential Add-ons because they have the little EA in the top corner. So even when you do a search for something and you're getting results from all different sections here, you're also able to tell because it says EA. So one that I really like that I use quite often on client sites is Advanced Accordion. And so Advanced Accordion is an easy way to have Accordion with additional information. There are a lot of other ways to achieve something like this, but one of the reasons that I like this one specifically is because you can customize the toggle icon, and then also underneath the content settings, they're all separate sections, and there's information for each of those. So I can individually change the toggle icon. I can set them as active. With all of the other accordion type of elements that I've seen, one of them always has to be active. And so if you're wanting to utilize an accordion in an area, you always have to have one active. I'm going to show you an example of where I use that here on this Jake's Nut Roasters website. So if I go to their products and I click on one of their products, over here on the right hand side, this under nutritional facts is a accordion, and if I click it, it brings down the nutritional facts panel, which I didn't want to have. It was kind of ugly on the page, and so I wanted to have it minimized and make it easy, but using the standard accordion, there was no way to minimize it. So using Essential Add-ons, I was able to achieve that. So the accordion's a great one, and it adds that functionality over the standard accordions that are available in other add-on type of plugins. Advanced Data Table is a really good one if you need to display data on a page and you don't just want to like embed a spreadsheet or do something like that. That table works out really well. There's also some integrations and stuff that I'll typically use. Contact Form 7 is super popular, and so just being able to drop in a Contact Form 7 that brings in styling and makes it possible to style a contact form is very nice, especially if you're not wanting to use the standard Elementor form builder. And you can see there's several other form builders that are supported in this as well. One of the ones that I use quite often is Gravity Forms. I don't have Gravity Forms installed on this site, but I utilize Gravity Forms on pretty much all of the other websites, and being able to style a Gravity Form utilizing Essential Add-ons is absolutely fantastic. The flip carousel is also a good one. The flip carousel makes it a little bit more fun to have a carousel with having an image that is up front and featured, and then you can kind of zoom through the different ones. It reminds me of CoverFlow. That was something that Apple did in iTunes a long time ago. But there's also a standard carousel, which is just a standard flip carousel. Reminds me of like an old style jukebox. There's also the flat style, and then there's a wheel. So there's different ways with this to interact with information that you have on your page. For example, on this site here, I just have a standard image carousel that goes all the way across, nothing fancy. But if I wanted to add some animation and kind of make it look a little bit more fun, I could easily use a element like this. Content timeline is a big one for something like an about page where we want to have a timeline of events. It makes it very easy to add additional timeline items and to really build out just a cool way to display things over a timeline and have information that may link to another page or maybe not. You can include images in here in the timeline content. There's lots of ways to customize this. So for example, change the style from dynamic to custom and come down here to custom, and we can add multiple items and build out our timeline, including adding photos, images, whatever we wanted to this timeline to really tell a story. So this element is fantastic because this builds out something that would take a ton of time and a lot of graphics work to do manually. On top of several really neat elements that just add a lot of style and flair to your site, the integrations list that Essential Addons brings in is huge. I already talked about forms a little bit. You could bring in things from LearnDash, MailChimp, you can integrate right in here. Of course, here's another one, Ninja Forms. So they've basically covered all the popular form builders that you might use besides the standard form builder in Elementor. There's just so many integrations here. If you have a product website or you want to have a video that shows up on the page that is sticky and doesn't move as you scroll the page, so people can scroll the page and continue to watch the video, I mean, these things are huge. There's elements that make it easy to build out a team member page, like building out a more dynamic about page. If you want to have a login form that is not the default WordPress login form, very easy to integrate that. There are just so many elements here that you get for the money that you spend on this plugin that I believe it is worth the cost. If you have a shop-enabled cart, like with WooCommerce, WooCheckout, being able to enable that, and also even display products by utilizing Product Grid is fantastic. Pricing tables, this used to take purchasing an entire plugin in and of itself just to get this feature, but here you can easily do that by just adding this in, and it's fantastic. I've built out pages with 3-4 tier pricing structures in a pricing table, just utilizing this plugin. It's very dynamic and just really nice to look at. So Essential Addons, I just kind of went over and talked about it a little bit. Essential Addons, of course, is an expense. You do have to buy the plugin in order to get all of those features. It is well supported. I've been using Essential Addons for quite some time, and it just keeps getting better with more integrations, with more finely tuned elements, and they load quickly. They don't add a lot of stress to your website. So if you're considering Essential Addons for Elementor, I recommend downloading it, playing around with it a little bit, and then considering purchasing it, because it's going to add just that much more of a detail and professional look to your website, make it stand out from the others, and it's going to make it an easy process to do so. So if you have any questions that I didn't answer, which there might be some, ask down in the comment section below. I've used this on a ton of different projects, and I can talk about that all day and show you tons of examples, but your questions questions might be more specific, the comment section down below is a great place for that. If you do decide to purchase this, clicking on the link that's in the description below, it is an affiliate link and it helps support the channel here and the work that I'm doing to create Elementor tutorials. And so that just helps. It doesn't cost you anything, but it does help support the channel here, so I greatly appreciate it. I also have a course that is on Elementor. It's an introductory course, and I briefly talk about Essential Addons as well as 3 other add-on type plugins in that course. And so if you're interested in getting to know Elementor, that course is linked down in the description below. It's also a great way to support the channel here as well. So click that subscribe button to be notified here on YouTube when I put out new videos. We put out videos 3 times a week, so I don't want you to miss any of them. I do hope to see you back in another one soon, but until then, take care.